All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to week 62, I think, of my journey to scratch. If you clicked on this video, you've probably caught the golf bug and you want to improve, and that's a super exciting thing. I will say, the better you are at this game, the more fun it becomes. What I want to talk about today is what I think is the simplest way to get better at golf as quickly as possible. Let's just hop right into it. I think the most efficient way at improving at this game is by taking golf lessons. I want to start out this video with the most important thing that I've learned in my golf journey so far. It took me 7 years. So I've been playing golf for 8 years, and it took me 7 years to realize this. And the reason why I want to start out with it is because I think it's going to provide the most amount of value for everybody watching this video, whether you're somebody that knows that you'll never take a lesson in your life, or you're somebody that is interested in lessons but has never taken a lesson before. And that is that there is not one golf swing. You're not learning the golf swing. There are many different swing theories out there. And understanding that different instructors will teach you different things depending on what they believe is really, really important. Even if you're somebody that wants to learn the golf swing on their own, whether that's through books or YouTube or Instagram, it's important to understand what type of swing you're striving towards. There's a really good video by Mike Malaska that talks about 4 different types of swings. My golf coach, Zach Burhow, breaks that down even more to it's just as simple as one swing promotes a draw and one swing promotes a fade.
There's 2 different theories if you want to just divide it black and white. So you're going to have the draw teachers and you're going to have the fade teachers.
So yeah, I think that's a really good starting point for all of this. If you're somebody that knows that you're never going to take a lesson in your life, just at least take that knowledge and take it with you and realize that that's probably why you're seeing so many conflicting things on the internet. Because you'll see sometimes a certain coach promoting a certain thing, and then you go to a different channel or a different account and you start seeing the complete opposite being promoted. And that's the reason why. Neither of them are wrong. You just have to understand the big picture.
You know, I think a lot of people, as you see in the modern instruction, is bow the wrist, turn the shoulder, really get into it. Now, you know, that's more of a fade swing. Because a lot of these swing theories that I see, yeah, they're great for someone who's 6'4", 220, super athletic and flexible, swings the club 120. Like, yeah, I mean, Dustin Johnson can do that, and there's no arguing that he can do that. But you're not Dustin Johnson.
Okay, so let me make the case for why I think golf instruction is so important. Obviously, I'm not a golf professional. I have no skin in the game. I just share this with you guys so that hopefully you can kind of learn from my mistakes and get better at golf alongside me, because that just, I don't know, it just brings me a lot of joy. From personal experience, this is the time when I've broken plateaus and I've really elevated my game and became significantly more consistent is when I started taking lessons a lot more seriously. The reason why I think it works so well is because golf instructors are able to help you prioritize your biggest weaknesses. If you're new to the game, especially, you're going to have a lot of flaws in your swing, and it's really hard to understand what you should focus your energy towards. A good golf instructor is going to show you what to really prioritize, what to focus on first. Cool thing about the golf swing and kind of moving your body is usually when you fix one really big thing, it solves 10 things down the road. Finding a good instructor that can identify what those big things are is huge and will save you a ton of time.
See how your shoulder here is right over here? That's what you want to feel.
Okay.
Does that feel different?
Oh yeah. I kind of want to dive into, if you're considering golf lessons, how to figure out who you should see. I think the most important thing is finding somebody that genuinely loves to teach the game, that gives a ton of lessons. The easiest way to know this is just to be straightforward with them and ask them, how many lessons do you give a year? And that'll give you a good understanding of a lot of things. It's gonna let you know, one, how many people are going to see him. Likely, if there's a lot of lessons in that year, it means that he has a lot of recurring students. And not just that, that's going to give you details as to how many swings he has seen, right? So the more amount of swings that he has seen, the more amount of solutions that he has in his arsenal. And that's really, really exciting.
Doing 45 lessons a week, you know, I'm on pace for 1,900 lessons this year. It's like, you know, obviously people speak with their money, right? You know, so they would go somewhere else if they weren't seeing results.
There's golf instructors that love to teach, and there's golf instructors that love to play. And there's certain clubs, like, for example, Michael Block played really well in the PGA Championship. his main responsibility is to play golf. It's not to teach. Yes, he's certified to teach, and yes, he gives golf lessons. His main responsibility is to play tournament golf. There's a lot of high-end clubs that do this just to have a pro that plays with its membership, that plays in different tournaments around the area, around the state, and just like accumulates accolades for the club. So just kind of be aware of that. Find somebody that loves to teach. Just because somebody's certified to teach doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a good teacher. And I think we can all relate to that statement.
I want to be world class. I believe I'm on that trajectory, and then I want to be great. And I can't play if I want to do that. You know, why be an average teacher and an average player? Why not be a world class instructor?
The next stage is kind of like dating. You know, you can treat it as a first date. Just because you went on a first date with somebody doesn't mean you have to marry them. You can take a lesson with somebody and you're just, man, it's just not clicking. Whatever he's telling you, you're just not grasping, and that's completely fine. Just go see somebody else. I think the most important thing when you're evaluating an instructor is, do they empower you to own your swing? You know you're never going to have your instructor in your pocket when you're practicing, when you're playing. Are they teaching you ways for you to realize when your swing has gone south, when your natural tendencies are coming back up, and how to correct them? The more you understand your swing and the more that person tries to teach you your swing and what you should be focusing on, usually the better the instructor they are. So keep that in mind. I think that's the number one thing if you're evaluating to see if this is somebody you want to work with for a long time. I think that's a really, really good spot to start.
So anytime you're hitting heel, some part of your body's coming close to the ball. First thing to check is the hands. Second thing to check is the elbows. Third thing to check is the shoulder. Fourth thing to check is leaning into it.
Okay. The next step is really the keys to success. Let's just say you found an instructor, you enjoy working with him, he's really, really good. How do you get the most out of it? How do you get the most out of each lesson, and how do you get the most out of your instructor? So it's very obvious, you have to practice. You have to practice. Space out your lessons so that you have a lot of time to practice in between them. Not just practicing out on the range, but also taking it out on the golf course, bringing it to your home. I do like, I would say 70% of the swings that I've ever swung in my life are just practice swings in my apartment. And I'm just trying to get to certain positions. I'm trying to feel certain movements. I'm trying to, kind of work on the things that my golf coach is teaching me without hitting any balls. And then I take them to the range, and then I take them to the golf course. But doing that all in between lessons. Another really important thing is to journal after your lesson. You'd be surprised at how many things I forget when I'm taking the lesson. And then obviously I have my camera and I record all of it, and I catch so many things that I had forgotten. So find a way. I think the easiest way to do this is once you get done with your lesson, go to your car and take out the notes app and just, write down the things that you worked on, what the feels were, what drills he gave you, what you need to be working on for your practice, and you'll see that it'll go a long way. I think that pretty much kind of covers the notes, but I do want to talk a little bit about, I don't want to be insensitive to those that don't have the means to be able to afford lessons. Obviously, I'm in a really fortunate and blessed position to be able to spend money on the hobby that I love, but say you're not able to, that's okay. And if you need to work on this on your own, hopefully I gave you some things to get you in a better path to figuring things out on your own. The way I look at lessons, it's sort of an investment in my own game. Instead of spending $100 on a round of golf on a Saturday, I'm going to spend that $100 and take a lesson, and from that lesson really gain the skills required to play better golf. And I may eventually, hopefully I get to a point where I only have to take a lesson once every 3 months, but I'm not there yet. And I know my golf game has been needing a ton of work in the last year. I'm getting to a place where it's significantly more comfortable and consistent, and comes a lot easier to solve my issues, but I needed to put in a ton of work to get to this point. So yeah, just kind of something to think about. Treat it as an investment to your game. And I think that's going to do it today. I know it was a little bit different. It's actually super beautiful outside in Dallas right now, but I've got a million things going on in my personal life and work and stuff. And I just figured this type of video would be kind of different, but kind of cool, and I think can provide a ton of value. So I wanted to try something different. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you consider subscribing. I provide and showcase my journeys so that we can get better at golf together. I'd love to know more about your journeys, whether you've taken lessons in the past or have never taken lessons. If you have any questions at all, I'm always here to help in any way that I can. I Hope this video was helpful. If it did, make sure you drop a like. It helps me out a lot. And I hope you're playing some good golf out there. Oh, and I want to say, if you're somebody that's never taken a golf lesson before and you're a little intimidated, I was too. I was really nervous. But if you want an idea of kind of what that first interaction is like, I'm going to put my first lesson with my golf coach, Zach, up here so you can kind of get an idea of what that interaction may be like, what that evaluation from your instructor may be like. And yeah, if you have any questions, make sure you drop them down below. I love you guys so much. I hope you have a blessed and wonderful week. And I'll see you for week 63. Take care.